Well, Aldrin Sampear is in Nonhlanhla at a memorial service for ANC councillor who passed away in the inaugural sitting of the Johannesburg Metro Council. Aldrin, thanks for joining us. I would imagine if the kind of reaction that we saw when this happened, it's a somber evening.
Well, actually, I was actually taken by surprise that it wasn't a somber evening here at Nonhlanhla, as the various ANC members and supporters and friends of Nonhlanhla, who's better known as Black Diamond around here, were actually celebrating a life that's been well lived, not only lived in the community but also lived within the ANC, dating back to 1992 when she became a member of the ANC, an active member of the ANC. So we've been hearing the life stories, the anecdotes from various speakers, speaker after speaker, speaking about how devoted she was to the movement. And I was saying earlier on, it's even more symbolic that she had to die during the inaugural sitting of the Joburg Council, where she was going to be voting for Park Stow, who was the ANC's mayoral candidate at the time. And a friend of hers earlier on also went onto the podium to say that when the ANC lost Tshwane, she cried and she had to be admitted to hospital. And she had a conversation with this particular friend who then said, that, she asked her friend, do you think that we will lose Joburg as well? And sadly, that has happened, and that would be the day actually that she passes on. But right now I'm joined by the Secretary of the ANC in the Johannesburg region, Dada Morera. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a quick reflection of this life well lived within the ANC.
Well, Comrade Stompie would have lived a very nice life in the ANC. You know that she actually became active since 1984 while she's still fighting apartheid oppression. She was an activist in the Student Congress. She was also an activist in the Soweto Youth Congress. And she has always lived her life as an activist. Beyond the 1994 breakthrough, she worked for trade unions. In the community, she was active in community policing forums and so on. So she's an activist, a natural activist of note.
And just considering, as I said earlier on, quite symbolic that she had to die in that inaugural sitting where she was going to be voting for Park Stow to become the mayor or re-elected as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. In terms of the ANC in Johannesburg, and I guess the entire organization, what reflection, what mode should the ANC be in now ahead of 2019?
We are in a mode to ensure that we mobilize our people once more. Secondly, we will be going to our people to listen, to hear their concerns and what needs to be corrected in the ANC. We've heard their message was clear, and our task is to go back, listen, mobilize, and ensure that we come back much stronger. But it must also be noted, we won Johannesburg. We came out with 44.6%. We won 84 wards in Johannesburg, which represents about 60% to 64% of the voting population in Johannesburg. So clearly, in our own view, we just hope, and for the sake of our residents, that the marriage between the DA and those in the coalition works. That's only our hope, that it works. Otherwise, we're going to have problems in this city.
Well, thank you so much for your time. That is the Regional Secretary of the ANC here in Johannesburg, speaking about the life of Nonhlanhla, better known as Black Diamond. Remember that she is the ANC councillor who died during that inaugural sitting at the city of Johannesburg, as the council was sitting for its first time and electing the new mayor, the speaker, as well as the chief of staff. But really quite important for the ANC will be what happens now heading into 2019. Will the ANC be able to retain this province? Because that's the other issue that many people have been raising, and as Dada has just indicated, that mobilization will be quite critical for the party. It's back to you in studio.
Aldrin, thank you very much indeed. That's Aldrin Sampear, who was reporting there from Nonhlanhla, south of Johannesburg.